Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhav Gopal Krishnan. As political temperatures soar ahead of the 2024 mega poll battle, the political discourse unfortunately is hitting new lows. After PM Modi's stinging attack on opposition alliance named I.N.D.I.A, Congress has resorted to name-calling over the grouping's new name. Congress's Kanhaiya Kumar, while taking on PM Modi, chose to denigrate the Prime Minister, drawing a shocking parallel between him and a donkey. Listen in to believe it for yourself.
एक ऐसे हाथ में है जो कहता है कि पीएफआई के नाम में भी इंडिया है। मतलब कुत्ता को भी 4 पैर होता है, गधा को भी 4 पैर होता है, इसलिए सारे गधे कुत्ते हैं। अगर ये रीजनिंग मैं लगाऊं, जो रीजनिंग इस देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने लगाया है, तो मैं ये कह सकता हूं ना कि प्रधानमंत्री जी को भी 2 आंख है और गधा को भी 2 आंख होता है। बोलिए, मैं ये बात क्यों कह रहा हूं?
BJP naturally is outraged with the equivalence drawn and sees the direct endorsement of the Gandhi family behind such personal attacks on the PM, hitting out strongly at the Congress leader. BJP has termed Kanhaiya as the biggest blot. Let's listen in to the BJP's retort.
I guess Kanhaiya Kumar must be looking in the mirror when he was speaking. So he must have reminded something of himself. And by the way, the Congress has this team. Congress, Kanhaiya Kumar, their social media coordinator, their IT cell head, they're all in the same boat. Without the endorsement of Gandhi Parivar, they cannot utter even A. It has a full endorsement and full backing up of Gandhi Parivar.
ये तरह के अनर्गल प्रलाप कर रहे हैं और अपनी थेथरोलॉजी से खुद को राष्ट्रवादी साबित करने में लगे हैं। ऐसे लोगों में ही कन्हैया कुमार है, जो कभी वामपंथी हुआ करते थे, अब कांग्रेसी हो गए हैं। अब यहाँ कौन वामपंथी है, कौन कांग्रेसी है? ये कांग्रेस जब दलों की बैठक बुलाती है तो टीआरएस के लोग नहीं शामिल होते हैं, और तेलंगाना में कांग्रेस और टीआरएस साथ विरोध प्रदर्शन करती है। तो ये कौन सी राजनीति है? इनकी पोल खुल चुकी है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी आने वाले समय में इनको करारा जवाब देगी, इनको इनकी हैसियत बताएगी।
This isn't the first time Congress leaders have resorted to personal attacks on the PM. From Maut Ka Saudagar to Neech to Chor to Hitler, all sorts of words have been used to take on PM Modi. The Congress party shockingly sought to defend Kanhaiya, saying that he was merely giving an example and his words can't be equated to a gully.
डंके के साथ कंपैरिजन नहीं कर रहे हैं, एक संदर्भिक बात है। अब उन्होंने एक मेटाफर या सिमली के तौर पर कहा, प्रधानमंत्री जी मुजाहिदीन से तुलना करें तो सभ्य हैं, और कुकर्म शब्द कहें तो सभ्य है, और कन्हैया कुमार कहें तो असभ्य है।
नहीं, मैंने वो ट्वीट देखा है। उन्होंने गधे के नाम से उनको संबोधित नहीं करा है, उन्होंने एक मिसाल दी है और वो मिसाल बिल्कुल वाजिब है। फिर बात आ जाती है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी क्या कर रहे हैं, उन्हें इंडिया नाम से इतनी दिक्कत और इतनी चिढ़ क्यों है?
In fact, just 3 months ago, PM Modi had listed the abuses hurled at him by the opposition leaders. So the question we're asking tonight, who's actually muddying the political field ahead of the 2024 elections?
जब ये लोग मुझे गाली देते हैं, अब इतनी गालियां हो गई 91, और उनके टॉप मोस्ट नेता देते रहे, कोई ऐसे नहीं छोटे मोटे कार्यकर्ता नहीं। बाबा साहब को भी छोड़ा नहीं था। अब बाबा साहब वीर सावरकर की तरह अगर वो मोदी को गाली देते हैं तो मैं तो इसे उपहार मानता हूं। आपके आशीर्वाद से सारी गालियां मिट्टी में मिल जाएगी दोस्तों, सारी गालियां मिट्टी में मिल जाएगी।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And for more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us with us is Tuin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP. Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate, is with us. Karan Verma, author, joins us from our studio here in Noida. With us also is Nilanjan Das, political analyst. Suman C. Raman is with us, political analyst. Let me first go across to Syam Prasad Meka, leader of the Congress party. Syam Prasad Meka, somewhere or the other, with this particular remark, many would say, at least the BJP is outraging, saying that why does Kanhaiya Kumar have to compare the Prime Minister to a donkey? Isn't that the insult of the office of the Prime Minister?
No, I don't think Kanhaiya's compared the Prime Minister or anything. He just explained the hollowness of the Prime Minister's logic. That's what he did. I don't think Kanhaiya is insulting the Prime Minister's chair.
Sir, he could have explained the hollowness without using an animal like a donkey. We all know that a donkey is a pejorative here in India.
Why do you think donkey is such a bad thing?
It's a good thing according to you.
The animals, right?
So you will be happy if your party's leaders are tomorrow compared to donkeys. If someone says Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi is compared to a donkey, you will welcome it.
The Prime Minister, Madhav, will you accept if any of the panelists here does the same gesture as the Prime Minister that he did in Sikar?
What gesture? Please tell us. Please tell us. What gesture are you talking about?
Okay, go ahead, go back and check what Prime Minister was doing in Sikar in Rajasthan.
No, you specifically tell us what is your objection.
He is leading from the front. He has ensured the political discourse is below the standard, and I wouldn't have done the same comparison if I were in the place of
Okay,
Kanhaiya.
so you are saying in a sense the Prime Minister has lowered the discourse and therefore he is deserving of such comments. Is that your argument, Mr. Syam Prasad Meka? You are saying the Prime Minister, first you said it's not an insult, now you are conceding it's an insult, saying that the Prime Minister is the cause for it.
No, I'm not conceding. I'm clear that Kanhaiya has no intent to insult the Prime Minister. He was trying to bring out the hollowness in the logic of the Prime Minister.
No, my problem is this. My problem is that all political parties in India, unfortunately, are guilty of this kind of gali politics. But let me take this question across to Tuhin Sinha. Tuhin Sinha, you have two arguments coming in from Mr. Syam Prasad Meka. First, he says that he has not insulted. He was just giving an example. And then he also adds, as a caveat, that the Prime Minister has begun this discourse of lowering the discourse has begun from the Prime Minister's side. How do you react to that? Tuhin Sinha.
Well, good evening, Madhav. Good evening, everybody. The obnoxious, disgusting and uncouth words used by Kanhaiya Kumar today is essentially an extension of Congress Party's gali politics disguised by Rahul Gandhi as its mohabbat ki dukaan. And this has existed from 2007 when Sonia Gandhi first called the now Prime Minister Maut ka Saudagar. Kharge ji has called him Ravan. We know the kind of words which their spokesperson Pawan Khera has used, and besides, you know, the death wishes which so many Congress leaders have given. But there is another important point over here. When he uses the analogy of Indian Mujahideen, let me take you back to 10th February 2012 at a rally in Azamgarh. Very proudly, Salman Khurshid had said that when pictures of Batla House encounter were shown to Sonia Gandhi wept. This is on record even today. And it is a fact that between 2006 and 2008, there were maximum terror blasts in the country because of Congress's minority appeasement politics. So all these factors cannot be ignored. Kanhaiya Kumar was not a part of the Congress Party today. Today he is a part of the Congress Party because Rahul Gandhi needs him to expand his mohabbat ki dukaan, which is essentially gali politics. But he knows nothing about Congress Party's history.
Respond to that, Syam Prasad Meka. You say talk about Mohammed ki dukaan. Rahul Gandhi talks about that, but in a sense, there's nothing but gali politics that comes out of this Mohammed ki dukaan. That's the charge of Tuhin Sinha. Respond to him.
No, we are perhaps the biggest recipient of the gali politics, and the Prime Minister and his minions know this. See, let us not try to justify gali politics, because that's what the Prime Minister and BJP is trying to do, to normalize gali politics. We are condemning gali politics everywhere.
Sir,
but what is incident?
Sir, what is Chaiwala? May I ask you, what is Chaiwala according to you? What is Khoon ki Dalali? What is Napunsak? A recent Gautam Das insult that was made. Neech Rajniti. Where have all these galis come from, Syam Prasad Meka?
Very important point.
One second, Tuhin, I want Syam to respond to this. Where have all these galis come from?
Track of it. He's maintaining a list. The Prime Minister will come every month and cry in front of the people. Don't worry about listing them out. Prime Minister has a firm list of it. He will do it.
No, what is this? On the one hand, you say we are at the receiving end of galis, and when I'm asking you who gave these galis, you are not even commenting on it.
Everybody across all parties are hitting below the belt. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Multiple hands going up. Multiple hands going up. Karan wants to respond to you. Yeah.
You know, Mr. Meka, it was your leader, Subodh Khan Sahai, who said, Hitler ki maut marega Modi. Do you think that is allowed? That should be allowed in a political discourse. Sheikh Hussain, kutte ki maut marega. Nana Patole, your Maharashtra Congress chief, Modi ko main maar bhi sakta hu. This is the kind of language you've resorted to. And Madhav, this Kanhaiya Kumar, he is on record saying, पूरे देश को बर्बाद करने के लिए कांग्रेस काफी है. And look, today Congress and Mr. Meka are defending the same Kanhaiya Kumar. If uncouth language and verbal diarrhea had a personification, it is Kanhaiya Kumar. And unfortunately, this man is today one of their strongest leaders. On 9th of February 2016, he carried out a march calling it the judicial murder of Afzal Guru. That is the credentials of Kanhaiya Kumar, who they are trying to defend today. Kanhaiya Kumar has been rewarded with being in charge of NSUI. The same NSUI he reprimanded day in, day out and defeated 7 years back. So where is the moral standing today that Mr. Meka or the Congress party has? This is what he should answer today.
All right. Let me bring in.
Madhav, let's also remember the Sadhvis, the Giriraj.
No, you can't resort to whataboutery.
Right?
Don't sidestep.
I'm not sidestepping.
When has Hitler ki maut marega been said for somebody like Rahul Gandhi? He is the Prime Minister, for crying out loud. When has the office of Prime Minister been denigrated like this ever in the past? Give me an example.
Prime Minister is one of the politicians. He successfully won a couple of elections. Not more than that. He's not a god.
He is your Prime Minister also.
For you.
He represents the country.
Madhav.
He's the Prime Minister.
Let me bring in Sumansi Raman. Now, Sumansi Raman, the point being made here. Okay, Syam Prasad Meka, 1 second. Let me just bring in other panelists also. Sumansi Raman, the point being made by panelists is that, end of the day, he is the Prime Minister. You can have political differences. There's no two ways about it. And certainly nobody is going to take away anybody's right to dissent. But, resorting to this kind of analogy of a donkey, I mean, surely there can be slightly higher political discourse in this country. Or is that all we should expect as citizens?
Madhav, first of all, I'd request everybody to go and Google what analogy actually means. And I think that the explanation is very clear. Now, it does not mean that when a comparison is made, there is a literal assumption or a literal assigning of whatever is being mentioned in the analogy to an individual. Now, that's point number one. Second is, I think my friends in the BJP need to realize that everything has a use by date or sell by date. And this, they are insulting the Prime Minister. The same dialogue as it's worked. I mean, to be fair to them, it's worked quite well for this long, and I can't blame them for not wanting to change the script. But sadly, I think that's reaching the end of its.
Dr. Raman, can I give you just two examples?
Can I respond?
You can feel a narrative has reached its, that's your perception, no doubt. I'm just going to give you two examples in two recent elections: Gujarat election and Karnataka election. Two phrases that were said: Jhuto ka Sardar, 10 sar wala Ravan in the Gujarat election. Nalayak babs were made during the Karnataka election. Now, if this is not gali politics, during the course of the campaign, if this is happening, then certainly there are questions about whether there is a larger pattern here, Sumansi Raman.
No, Madhav. My question here is that it didn't work in Karnataka. I mean, it did work in Karnataka, whoever threw those charges. I don't think that the charges work. I don't think that the gali politics is what won Karnataka for.
Nalayak is not an analogy, sir. Is Nalayak an analogy? Is Ravan an analogy?
Zehreela Saap was said in Karnataka.
No, point.
Zehreela Saap, yes, there you go.
Zehreela Saap.
One second, sir. So are you saying that the people of Karnataka accepted that? What kind of argument is
sir, whether people
putting yourself in the
Mr. Are you saying that becomes the argument, Sumansi Raman, that people have accepted it, so gali politics is fine. No. Irrespective of the political outcome, why can't we keep our discourse a little cleaner than this? That is a question that I am asking of both parties, of both the Congress and the BJP.
If you ask that question to both parties, it is perfectly valid, Madhav. In fact, all politics.
So far, all the questions were invalid according to you.
No. My point is very simple. If you are attributing gali politics to political victories, I think that is completely incorrect.
I am not saying
Gully politics.
My God, Sumansi Raman, how are you twisting this? I am saying if people while campaigning are going to political to the extent of indulging in galis, even while going to the hustings, isn't that a very serious issue of even credibility of our political leaders? And I'm not questioning only one set of leaders. In this particular instance, it is Kanhaiya Kumar. Because Sumansi Raman, it is about how we keep our discourse clean. It represents us as a democracy. People, if this is the level of language which our leaders resort to, Sumansi Raman.
One second. In this case, Kanhaiya Kumar was very clear. He spoke about the Prime Minister's statement and about the PFI having India in it and the comparison which was made. And he made a comparison. He said that
let me also make, let me read out the full.
PFI does not mean, read it out.
Let me read out. After he compares PFI, he also says that by that logic, a dog has 4 legs, a donkey has 4 legs. That's why all donkeys are dogs. All donkeys are dogs, and then says, if I apply that same reasoning the PM has applied, I can say donkey has 2 eyes, Prime Minister has 2 eyes. So in one case, he calls donkeys dogs. He's just stopped short of actually saying that. But look at the comparison. Look at the comparison, Sumansi Raman. It's not left to anyone's imagination what he's trying to say here.
Can I come in?
Okay, you want to take that question, Nilanjan? Yes, please take that question. Yeah, I think we've lost that line with Sumant. Yeah, Nilanjan, please take that. Is it left to anyone's imagination what the individual here, Kanhaiya Kumar, is trying to say?
No, but that's a comparison. So by that logic, you have to accept that the Prime Minister has compared the leaders of the India alliance to the Indian Mujahideen. Are you accepting that analogy? So by that,
one second. No, but it is not a question of accepting anything. The point is there is a statement that has been made by the Prime Minister. There is a question. He says there is India and East India Company, PFI. One second. Is it a personal jibe against any one individual, sir, according to you, what the Prime Minister has said? Is it a personal attack on either your party's leader Mamata Banerjee or Mr. Rahul Gandhi? Gali politics is about attacking an individual and making them a hate figure. It's as simple as that.
Yes. I know what is Gali politics. Gali politics is Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari calling Mamata Banerjee Fufu, Khala, Pishi, and all this rubbish. And Mr. Dilip Ghosh calling Mamata Banerjee she should be wearing Bermuda shorts. So this is called Gali politics. And here Mr. or Dr. Kanhaiya Kumar is actually showing the vacuousness, the hollowness in the analogy that has been drawn by Mr. Prime Minister, which is extremely shameful. And you guys are not even talking about it.
Of course we're talking about it. What do you think we've been doing last 10 minutes? Come on, Nilanjan. No, that's that. I mean, let's not get over ourselves. If you're not debating this, what else are we debating? If you're not debating this, what are we debating, Nilanjan Das? Let me bring in Ishkaran. Ishkaran, it is the BJP that indulges in Gali politics, says Nilanjan Das, and he says that it is the vacuousness of the arguments of BJP that has been exposed by Kanhaiya Kumar.
Yes. Madhav, it's a question to me, so let me please answer that. Before we come to what Mr. Kanhaiya said, let us be clear on one thing. As per the all-powerful Mr. Jairam Ramesh, Kanhaiya Kumar is the second most popular leader of Congress after Mr. Rahul Gandhi. What other Congress leaders have to say to that, I do not know, but I'm saying what the media department is saying. Now, what is Mr. Kanhaiya Kumar? Let us come to that also. In 2016, in JNU, an event is organized for whom Afzal Guru, a person duly convicted by all the courts of this country, duly given the capital punishment after the presidential accent mercy petition is denied. You hold an event for that person, Afzal Guru, to which certain sections, if you don't mind my saying so, of media call, they hanged Afzal Guru, whereby meaning who hanged. They is a way in which you talk about an enemy nation or some other nation. Be that as it may be, an event is held for Mr. Afzal Guru, and in that event, certain slogans as per the charge sheet, a charge sheet to which Aam Aadmi Party government has also given consent to allow the prosecution to go ahead, was Bharat tere tukde honge inshallah, inshallah, hum chhin ke lenge azadi, kitne makbul maroge, har ghar se makbul niklega. So firstly, let us please understand the politics of a person which has brought him to being the second most popular leader of Congress as per Congress itself. So when that is what is being promoted by Congress, I am not surprised his language for the Prime Minister. In fact, I am not surprised if he says 10 times things worse, because then instead of contesting Lok Sabha, he may as well get Rajya Sabha. So the politics is very clear, which is coming. You can have any nomenclature, you can have any abbreviation, that is your democratic right. But the reality is, if your politics is rooted in Afzal Guru, if your politics is rooted in such slogans, or if your politics is rooted in calling the duly elected Prime Minister of this country vile names or giving vile analogies, then the people of this country decide the fate of such people, and they have decided in 2014 as well as 2019, and so they will in 2024.
Okay, Suman Siraman, respond to that.
One quick point.
One at a time, gentlemen, one at a time. We can't have everyone speaking. Suman Siraman.
I want to draw your attention to what former then Home Minister P. Chidambaram has said. He himself said that there were doubts about the way in which the Afzal Guru case was handled. I'm not saying it. Former Home Minister at that point of time, Mr. P. Chidambaram, has said it. Former Supreme Court Judge Ashok Ganguly has also raised. So the question is, you should not raise
Madhav, I want
any
to answer
questions
this.
at all. Is the fundamental issue. Look, the point, but let's come back to this, to the point.
No, let's go one by one. You are saying there are doubts. One thing, no, sir, you have raised doubts as far as the hanging of Afzal Guru, a person who's been on the death row, received the death sentence. No, one at a time. No, Suman Siraman, you made a very important point. This is a person who has been hanged, and this has been the government of India, and which government was in power? It was the UPA government at that point of time. But let me bring in Ishkaran to respond to the question that you raised, because it's an important point, sir, and it's very fundamental to this individual we are discussing, Kanhaiya Kumar. I want Ishkaran to respond to that. Ishkaran, were there serious doubts? Were there serious doubts in the trial of this individual, as Suman Siraman is alleging?
I'm not saying
this is.
You are quoting someone to allege that. Let him respond to you, sir.
Let me speak now.
I'm not quoting someone, sir. I'm quoting the former Home Minister of India.
If you will allow another person to respond to you, please, Suman Siraman, it will be very helpful and not waste time. Please, let Ishkaran respond.
There are certain insidious agendas which are run in this country. I have not seen the Home Minister's statement, but I take Sumanji because it was made, because he is a credible person. If the Home Minister of this country said these statements, then he had all the powers to order reinvestigation, all the powers to give a notification to the president, all the powers to give a report to the president. But now a duly legal process approved by Supreme Court, approved by President, if you are raising doubts on it, you are doing naked politics the same way you did politics on Batla House. If Sonia Gandhi cried, or if the former law minister of this country felt Sonia Gandhi cried, that does not mean the brave martyr Mohan Chand Sharma, who died fighting these terrorists, was not doing a duly legitimate encounter. Same is this logic, and I again repeat, I am very grateful that they keep raising these questions on Afzal Guru, Batla House. That is why the people of this country have rejected them.
One second.
Suman.
Madhav, he says he's not sure. I'm giving you the quote. There were grave doubts about his...
No, but you're not answering his question. Who was the Home Minister when the hanging happened? Sir, if there were such grave doubts when the hanging happened, which party was in power? Please tell me this, Suman Siraman. Simple question that will settle the debate. Who was in power? Sir, who was in power when this hanging happened? Simple question. Was it a BJP government? Was it a Congress government? Tell us.
Can I finish?
No, it's an answer. It's an answer I'm seeking from you. You believe that things have not happened as per law. My simple question to you, sir, if the Congress government felt that there was something wrong, obviously there would have been doubts, there would have been reason to carry out a reinvestigation. That did not happen, did it?
Yes. One second. Mr. Chidambaram actually said, being in government, you cannot say that the court has decided the case wrongly because it was the same government that prosecuted him.
No,
but an independent person can hold the opinion that the case was not decided correctly.
Mr. Suman Siraman, I think there's a deliberate diversion happening here from the core subject that we are discussing, which is garlic balls.
Manish Shankar Iyer, both, even after him being hanged, said he was hanged wrongly. There is a reason why Congress is associated with these anti-national elements. They both tweeted that it happened wrongly. And do you know, Madhav, the widows of the martyrs who died defending the parliament on 13th December, the widows returned the medals after his hanging was delayed by years.
I want to bring
this was after an exhaustive trial.
We all know what Mr. Kanhaiya Kumar's background and past controversies are. Gentlemen, please calm down. I want to come back to an important subject at hand, and I want to bring it back to the subject we are discussing. It's the comments of Mr. Kanhaiya Kumar that we are discussing. And in that context, I want to ask Mr. Syam Prasad Meka. This is a quote of Rahul Gandhi from the 12th of November 2017. Allow me to just read out two sentences, Mr. Meka. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi at that time, who was on the last leg of his campaign in Prime Minister Modi's home state of Gujarat, today said that despite the political rivalry with BJP, his party would never disrespect the Prime Minister. When Modi ji was in opposition, he used to speak with disrespect about the PM. That is the difference between us and them. No matter what he says about us, we will not go beyond a certain point as he is the Prime Minister. Simple question to you, Mr. Syam Prasad Meka. Mr. Rahul Gandhi's comments, his own statements, are being disrespected by his own party leaders such as Mr. Kanhaiya Kumar today.
It's not a disrespect,
It's a mark of respect calling the Prime Minister a donkey.
Insult the Prime Minister's office. Prime Minister has the audacity to come and bunch all the opposition leaders and call them terrorists.
Exactly.
That is what we should be discussing. Kanhaiya is a very humble, well-educated, nice youngster.
He's a nice youngster.
He's finding his feet in the
just that he sometimes
try to vilify Kanhaiya.
Is this a mark of an educated mind? He is on record saying unequivocally, Indian army rapes women in Kashmir.
Mr. Meka, after all this,
do you think this is a mark of an educated mind?
You know, all I can say, Mr. Meka,
I need to respond.
all I can say, Mr. Meka, is after all this, all that you have to say about Kanhaiya Kumar is that he's a nice man. I mean, I really, it just boggles the mind. But I want Tuhin to respond to you because you raised some specific questions. I want Tuhin to respond to you. 1 second. Tuhin Sinha.
Madhav, Madhav, since Sumant C. Raman was giving long sermons on what an analogy is, my basic question over here is, why should the Congress party be offended at all with the analogy of Indian Mujahideen or PFI? You know, has Sonia Gandhi ever denied, has she contradicted Salman Khurshid? No, please let me complete. Has Rahul Gandhi ever in his last 16 years ever spoken against PFI, including that incident when they, cut off the hands of Professor Joseph? So why should they should feel proud of the analogy. I think they're somewhere getting it wrong. They have always stood for these organizations, and I'm not defending,
Can I comment?
An analogy is an analogy, but I don't see them, there is no response for them, there is no reason for them to go overboard, and certainly not in the toxic and certainly not in the perverted manner in which Kanhaiya Kumar is doing.
Okay.
They need to calm down.
Okay. Nilanjan Das wants to respond to you. Yes, Nilanjan Das. Yeah, 1 second, Mr. Meka. Nilanjan wants to respond to him. Yeah, Nilanjan Das. I'm going to allow Nilanjan to respond.
If I want to use our friend's logic,
is the BJP agreeing that the Prime Minister...
Mr. Meka, I've allowed Nilanjan to speak. Please calm down now.
I feel bad.
Nilanjan Das.
Number one, two questions to the BJP.
I have to lower your fader, Mr. Meka. We're going to lower Mr. Meka's fader. Yes, Nilanjan Das.
Is the BJP agreeing that the Prime Minister has compared the entire opposition to terrorists? This is question number one. People who have served as chief ministers, former chief ministers, comparing them to terrorists. Have you ever heard a Prime Minister going to that level? This is question number one. And number two, today a Rajya Sabha MP of the BJP has said the word India should be removed from the constitution. So is it the official stand of the BJP? Are they so hateful of the word India? So the people of India needs to
know. In July last year, Mamta Banerjee had made a statement in a public rally. I am going to launch jihad against the BJP.
Okay.
You can check that out on the video. Can any elected CM...
But before I end, I want to ask a simple question. Tuhin Sinha, 1 second. 1 second.
Look at the way...
Tuhin Sinha, 1 second. Nilanjan and Tuhin, let me just comment because we have very little time left. I want to ask one question of Tuhin Sinha. Tuhin Sinha, your party's leaders have called Rahul Gandhi Mir Jafar in the past. There have also been, questions raised about Manmohan Singh bathing with a raincoat, 50 crore ki girlfriend. Manmohan Singh was called Shikhandi by Mr. Yashwant Sinha. There's all sorts of examples of even your party's leaders engaging in what would call unparliamentary discourse or gali politics. So the shoe fits both ways. Tuhin Sinha, 1 second, Nilanjan, please calm down. I want Tuhin to take that question. Yes.
No, when did they call... When did they call him Mir Jafar? There was a context to him. No, in the past, no Indian leader has gone abroad and, denigrated the image of India with lies. in a conference in London recently, he pulled up a Sikh journalist and said that even Sikhs are not safe in India. This is the kind of canards, this is the kind of falsehood that Rahul Gandhi has spread about country.
No, but my simple point is you cannot have Gali politics.
In which we had used the word Mir Jafar.
No, but Gali politics is a two-way street, Tuhin. You can't say that hamare koi gali de rahe or we have the right to abuse in a particular context.
No, Mir Jafar, if he behaved like a traitor.
No. Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
Explain to you
I will just say this, that this current statement is there for all to see. The past context may be there for a certain situation, but at the end of the day, can we keep our political discourse clean from this kind of Gali politics? Can political parties, leaders rise above that? I think that's something that the people of the country will be watching out for very closely. Tuhin Sinha, Ishkaran Bhandari, as well as Karan Verma, Nilanjan Das, Suman C. Raman, Syam Prasad Meka, I'd like to thank you for joining us on debate number 1. Many of you are going to continue on debate number 2.